Good morning, NAMI family and friends. It's great to see everyone. Did anyone get caught in that crazy 10 traffic? A couple of you, those are the folks that are probably still on the freeway and will be joining us. Before we get started, I'm going to introduce, we're going to do a land acknowledgement. And so we respectfully recognize and acknowledge that this gathering is being held on the pre-contact land of Yaangna, a community village and sacred site of the Yavitam, one of our region's largest pre-contact communities, and we honor their elders, past and present. Today, we welcome Michael Whitehorse Aviles, a member and elder of the Gabrieleno Tongva San Gabriel Band of Mission Indians, a descendant of the California mission system established by Spain in the 1700s. He will share flute music and a land acknowledgement. Please join me in welcoming Michael.
Good morning. Y'all can hear me real good? And my father said I always talk loud anyway. I'd like to welcome all of you this morning to Yaangna, which we're Alvera Street and Union Station are today was a major village in that location. We'll say Mejia, which means welcome or hello. All right. My name is Michael. My family name is Whitehorse. I am a descendant of the San Gabriel Band or the mission system in California. They didn't get rid of all of us. We're still here. And we're an established tribe. The land you sit on, or probably most of you live at, is Tongva land. If you live anywhere near Topanga, Cahuenga, Cahuenga, Cucamonga, it's
use the mic because we are interpreting.
Oh, okay. I just use this one. Anyway, so those are the areas that we still recognize today. In the land, the names are still with us. Each one of those names have a meaning to them. For instance, Topanga or Tutangna means place where the mountains meet the ocean, because the NGA in our language is place of, it's a designator, okay? Myself, I am from, the village I am from is Pashigna, which is San Fernando. So I would say to you, Pashignavit, I am from San Fernando. I can give you a whole course on the language, but I won't have much time. But what I was gonna do outside was acknowledge to the four directions, and I'll just say them in here, and you just follow with me. You don't have to do anything, but this is why we do that. In the four directions, we honor everything in fours. Everything's in a circle. Everything's in fours, the four seasons, the four directions, north, south, east, and west. Okay, I'll start off with the east. Yes, that way. With the east, and we give thanks to the east for giving us a new day, a new sunrise, a new beginning, a time to, we could start all over again and forget yesterday's mistakes, because yesterday's gone. All you have is today. Tomorrow's not promised to anybody. I don't know, it sounds like a drag, but that's life, right? But we say to the east, we give thanks to the sun for a new day, a new beginning, forgiveness, and just to start off clean, okay? Then we turn to the south, and I acknowledge all my brothers and sisters to the south, the Serrano, the Cahuenga, the Cahuilla, the tribes from Mexico all the way down to South America. Acknowledge them as brothers and sisters. And then I will face to the west, and we give thanks to, we believe, well, folklore, it means raven, the bird, is the keeper of the gate, which protects those that crossed over. And we feel that the west is a place where our ancestors crossed over to, because that's where the sun sets, and that's where they rest when the sun is when we're at night. Then I face to the north. That's when I give my thanks to Creator. I acknowledge His beauty. I acknowledge the things that he's created, acknowledge the aurora borealis, the lights, the snow-capped mountains, and I acknowledge eagle. Eagle is the highest flying bird in the country or in the world. It can go higher than anybody can think of without using oxygen. This little thing that happens with eagles, little blackbirds or little birds like to hitch a ride on their backs. I don't know if you've ever seen pictures of that. So the only way the eagle gets that little sucker off his back is he keeps climbing and climbing and climbing till the little bird can't breathe anymore. Then he's got to get off. He's got to get back down. But the eagle is the highest flying bird. So to us, he carries our prayers to the Creator. He carries our words and everything, our feelings to the Creator. When we pray, the eagle takes those for us. So the land that you're on is Tongva land, which Tongva in the language means earth. We say Tongvanara, which means it describes the world. When we say Tongvanarvit, I am from the earth. Tongva means earth. And when I say Tongvavit, I am from the earth, people of the earth. That's what we're called. Okay. So a lot of the lands a lot of the areas that you might have been aware of, like those names I just called, are names that were given to them hundreds and thousands of years ago. They say that my ancestors have been here for 10,000 years. And it was interesting that I traced my bloodline from Siberia all the way to Brazil from indigenous people. Okay. But the ancestors that I am related to settled here. See, Southern California in this area was a paradise. They weren't marauded. The tribes didn't move with the herds. They stayed where they were at as long as they had water source and food source. The main staple of the food was the acorn. Wherever you see an acorn or oak trees in water, more than likely it might have been a village at one time. See, the Los Angeles River was so huge that they didn't have to go anywhere. They had a constant supply of water. Okay, we also acknowledge the ocean. We have what we call tiat, or the canoe. We used to paddle from San Pedro, Long Beach, wherever the coastline, to Catalina. What you call Catalina, we call it Pimungna, Pimu. That's our name for Catalina. And then we also have San Nicolas, and San Clemente Islands, where the Navy SEALs train today. Those are our islands. We're the only ones allowed to go on those islands for ceremony because we have burial grounds there that are still there. So all the lands, the islands, the lower Santa Barbara Channel was basically Chumash and Tongva. And we used to paddle, we used to canoe out to those islands. The symbol of the crest on my back has two dolphins on them. The dolphin was the spirit guide of the tribe. So those are some of the things that I just wanted to share with you. And this, by the way, was my father's fan, and I always take it out when I do these things. Okay, this was my dad's. And the reason the colors are there is because he was in the Marine Corps combat vet, World War II. I'll put a little tune for you there.